Thanks again, MP Chris.
Thrilled to be here, Jason.
Appreciate your time. Let's give you time here. Hypothetical, but wouldn't it be fun? You get to go at Harper unfettered, uninterrupted. The first 2 minutes are yours on the floor to attack after this lengthy prorogue. What would you say?
You know what, Jason? If I could get 2 minutes of just sit-down time with him.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Rather than just attacking, I would love to get the opportunity to really say to him, you know what? We've come through the first part of the recession and your focus has been entirely on helping companies. Come to Hamilton, see what this recession has done to our community. Come have a look at how our economy has changed from an industrial town where now 8 of the 10 largest employers are all in the public sector. How do you think that's going to be sustainable for a community like ours? We need economic development that deals with real job creation in the private sector. We need to reform our pensions so that people who have worked hard all of their lives, who've played by the rules, can retire with the dignity and respect that they deserve. We need to help working families. We need to help seniors. That's got to be our #1 priority. So let's get together, let's make Parliament work, and let's make it work for Canadian people.
All right, now let's get to those priorities on your wish list. Item #1, cancel scheduled corporate tax cuts.
Well, Jason, as you probably know, right now, Canada is more competitive in terms of corporate tax cuts than the United States are. The Conservatives are fond of saying that we need to lower our corporate tax rates so that we're not at a disadvantage with our neighbors to the south. The reality is our tax rates are now lower. And yet, because of those tax cuts, we're not able to reinvest in the things that Canadians need right now. I've listed some of those before. We need to reinvest in EI. Contrary to what the government would like us to believe, they're actually raising taxes to the tune of $19 million for Canadians because EI increases are now going to be added on to tax roll payments that every Canadian will have to make. We need to be reinvesting in our communities. Look at Hamilton. We have a long list of infrastructure needs. We need our government to step up to the plate. It's not a matter of saying corporations are bad, Canadians, individuals are better. It's about balancing, finding the right balance to stimulate our economy. Corporations have had the benefit of the Harper government's agenda for the last 3 years. It's time that ordinary Canadians get their fair share of that attention, and right now they're in desperate need of help.
You would like to see an extension of the home reno tax credit based on energy efficiency. That's not going to happen, though, is it?
No, unfortunately, the finance minister came out in the middle of last week saying that no, the home renovation tax credit is not going to be reinstated. I can't tell you the number of phone calls I've had about that.
They weren't all from Lowe's, were they?
No, you know what? They were coming from people who were interested in renovating their homes, both because the homes are getting older and they're in desperate need of renovation. People who are very, very interested in doing eco-energy upgrades to their homes for energy efficiency in particular. And yes, also from people who are contractors, because the reality is the HST is going to start to impact them starting in July. And I really worry that a lot of people are going to be driven into the underground economy. People aren't going to want to pay the HST. What the home renovation tax credit did was ensure that people worked above board. They had to provide receipts. They had to provide their GST numbers. It was an incredible stimulus package to our economy. And both people who were purchasing those services and the service providers loved the program.
That underground economy, how many billions are we talking about floating around there?
Well, I can't give you a number because at this point the HST hasn't come in, so it's a hypothetical down the road. I'm just really concerned that the cost of business, particularly for small businesses, is going to become really, really negatively impacted by the imposition of the HST.
Yeah, but when you say you're worried about people heading towards the underground economy, that means, buying things tax-free off somebody who's got it in the trunk of his car?
Well, and in particular, it's I worry about that happening in the in services like home renovations, for example. If you pay for a paint job in cash, does it ever show up on somebody's income taxes?
Yes. Yeah.
So there is a long-term cost to all of us in that, and in fact, I think there would be a huge benefit of continuing the home renovation tax credit because it does help both the people in the building and construction trades, and it helps the homeowner.
Mountain MP Chris Charlton, how about this on your wish list? More money for guaranteed income supplement for seniors. And we touched on that a little bit.
Yeah,
but is that your #1 priority? would you say?
It's, you know what, it's certainly one of the most critical things that we have to be fighting for. I've spent a lot of time, as you know, knocking on doors on the mountain. And, you know, seniors have been facing unbelievable increases in their bills, not for luxuries, but for everyday items like heat, like hydro, like electricity. As I just said a moment ago, the HST is going to start to impact that negatively as well. The only thing that hasn't gone up is their incomes. The GIS is only paid to the poorest of seniors who desperately need that financial assistance. And I think that, you know, a government that can spend billions on corporate tax cuts needs to make seniors welfare a priority in our country.
And it is an aging population, big
Absolutely.
time. Jack Layton, how's he doing health-wise?
He's doing great. I've never seen anybody who approaches setbacks with as positive an attitude as our leader does. He's like the Energizer Bunny. I just came back from Ottawa on Thursday, spent a long day with him having a healthcare roundtable discussion. He's raring to go. He's looking forward to the House coming back, and I can't wait to be there with him on Wednesday.
Did you joke with him a little bit about this recent survey out showing him as the most popular federal leader in Canada?
I don't know, you laughing at that. You
No,
seem surprised.
I believe
I'm
it.
not.
I believe it. It's
yeah,
the stat.
absolutely. And you know what? It's not just this survey, although I appreciate that's being reiterated, but that has been the trend line for just about a year now. I think he's earned the respect and the trust of Canadians, and I think more power to him.
Is it going to show in the polls? Because he's not getting elected. I mean, I'm not knocking you or your party, but you'd think if he was the most popular leader, he'd be the prime minister.
Well, if you look at what's happened to our party under Jack's leadership, we've picked up seats in every election since he's become our leader. You know, we almost broke our own record of the number of seats. I think the future is looking really bright, and given what's been happening in Ottawa lately, I'm really looking forward to the next election and look forward to serving in a bigger caucus.
I guess the NDP couldn't grow anymore in the Hamilton area, could it?
Well, there's 2 more seats.
Well, Greater Hamilton, sure. Yeah. All right, you're a tweeter. Let's end with your tweeting and your tweets and all of that. You find it an effective communication tool, Chris Charlton?
Yeah, I do. A lot of people who follow me on Twitter are younger people who are looking to get engaged in the political process. It's fantastic that you can have instant communication. So if I go to an event, for example, or just find out about an event, I tend to tweet about it. I tell people that I'm there. It gives me a chance to connect with them and gives them a chance to participate in local events and activities. And I think anything we can do to promote political engagement by Canadians is well worth doing.
Well, it worked with our producer, Mike Cameron. He knew you were available for this special edition, and there you are, available.
And I appreciate him calling.
Appreciate your time. Safe trip back to the nation's capital. Go get him, MP Chris.
Thank you very much, Jason. We'll see you soon.